Steve, I heard you telling an anecdote at some point about, when a client of yours in the past, you'd gone in to deliver a change program, and they almost were, suggesting it was your program being done to them, and you had to remind them, actually, no, hang on a minute, this is your program, and you've asked me to deliver it. So when you've got that sort of not ownership problem, and hopefully you've taken the leadership team through that, vision and strategy, and then they try and offload it. How do you go about passing that back to them and reminding them, actually, this is your baby that I'm trying to deliver for you?
Yeah, I think what's crucial is that in every change journey that you identify the key roles and you don't disempower those leaders from that responsibility. It's very easily done because someone doesn't deliver on their actions or deliver on their promises. You have a meeting coming up and you step into the breach as a leader, as a change leader, and actually you've got to make sure in the preparation for those meetings that the right people will say the right thing at the right time. So I think and that takes a lot of work. Even with the Smith and Nephew reference now, we were working on a new part, and it's taken 6 months just to get people who thought they were already on the same page to be on the same page. And for the leaders to recognise that they have to run that meeting and they have to own that design. So it's taken time to get people to actually understand what that change meant for them, and therefore be willing to step up to their responsibility in a meeting to represent their area effectively. So a lot of the change role is orchestration behind the scenes. It's actually not being the front guy in a meeting. It's actually having lined all the people up to present. It's like, I use the analogy of being the conductor of an orchestra. At the end of the day, it's the orchestra that should get the praise. It is not the conductor. The conductor takes the final bow and then disappears to the next gig and allows the orchestra to take the praise. Ideally, you're doing that. You're allowing the orchestra to shine, but you have helped them get to the performance they wanted to do, and then you can move on to the next thing. So I think a lot of the role, and that's why it's not traditional change management where you can follow a methodology. It is about facilitation and mediation, and I mean mediation because it is sometimes like warring factions, and you have to put them in a room together and say, why do you two not get on? And you have to come to a conclusion that you have to get on. Your leaders in, say, finance or IT or whatever, you have to agree, because this change will not happen unless you two agree. And then you need them to actually stand up at the next meeting and say, yes, we agree. Not you saying, I've got these two to agree. So it's about that facilitation and mediation, and that I think is really about shaping that conversation.